Hey, welcome back to your favorite show of all time. Technical difficulties aside, we still want to get this show to you because we know how important it is to you to be able to see and learn about all the things we have to say. So right now, it is time to turn the page. Hey, how you doing? I'm Tony. I'm your host. I'm your star power. To my right, we have the adorable sidekick, Ronnie Shanks. I've done that twice in a row now. And to my left, we have the sex appeal, the Beardy McBeardison, the artist extraordinaire, John McClay. Thank you for joining us again, and thank you for waiting for our video to come out on YouTube so that you can continue to enjoy all of the Turn the Page antics. TTP, y'all. TTP. But we'll start the show with some news, and since he has such a giddy feeling inside about what's been going on lately with some news, I'm going to let Ronnie take this away and give us all the Ronnie tingles that he has regarding this topic.
There's not enough to give.
There has to be. There has to be something to give.
There's not enough. Alright, so all those that have been following the crisis news for the CW. Oh man, have you been following it at all?
I watched, this is the Arrowverse stuff, right?
Yeah, it's the Arrowverse.
I followed a lot of the Arrowverse. I haven't lately.
Yeah, that's a lot of us.
Yeah.
So a lot of us kind of fell off a little bit.
I think
while
I've
I
seen
did
maybe
too.
one episode of The Arrow, and it was just because of crossover with The Flash.
The Arrow was pretty good starting out, and then the Flash, I really loved that one.
It started with Arrow.
It did start with Arrow. Yeah, I was all about it, and then the Flash started, and I really loved the Flash until what was that, season 4, when there was no more speedster bad guy for him to go up against.
Oh yeah, the Thinker.
That
Yeah.
was my favorite season.
I didn't like that season.
I liked it.
I liked it more because it wasn't the same plot again. Which is like, oh no, there's someone faster than Barry. What's he gonna do?
But you know what? There's different versions of, like, okay, the Death Flash.
Mm-hmm.
That, I think, was my favorite. I mean, I really love the Reverse Flash with the, I'm going to put my hand through you, but I like it when it was played by the person who is from the multiple universes.
Mm-hmm.
The Doctor.
Harrison Wells.
H.G. Wells,
Yeah,
right?
H.G. Wells, and now he's Sherlock, or he's going to be something different.
Sherlock.
I think he might be Pariah. Yeah, he's actually playing Pariah in the next one too. The Crisis crossover.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I enjoy that fellow.
Me too.
He gives me a good kick.
Yeah.
So what's going on with this, you mean like Crisis on Infinite Earths? Like the original comic run?
Yeah, it's going to be like Crisis on Infinite Earths, but it's going to be the Arrowverse version. This is turning out to be the in-game version for DC, which should have been on screen, but we're not going to talk about that right now. We're talking about happy things. It's going to be, it's going to be the end game of the Arrowverse stuff.
Does that mean they're stopping these shows?
They're not stopping the shows, but they're going to do something which nobody knows yet because they're being super secretive about it.
So they're peaking.
They're going to peak and they're going to change something. I think what they're going to do, they're going to merge everything together to like one cohesive universe, so everything takes place in one universe now on the same Earth.
Well, it's like Crisis, like they're all in movie.
Yeah, that's what happened with Crisis. Everything merged into
Like
one
how we
Earth.
got Power Group.
So we're not going to have Earth 2 and 3 and 4 and all
Right, that's what I'm thinking. But back to the news. This is who they've announced. They've announced it's Tom Welling. He is portraying Superman in Crisis on Infinite Earths alongside Erica Durance as Lois Lane.
Now, wasn't he was the original Smallville guy, right?
He is.
Yeah, he's the original Smallville guy. He was the Blur for 10 seasons, except for a
That was really weird.
CGI Superman.
Yeah, the Blur thing was pretty weird. Now, didn't he do like a Matrix, like Neo version of Superman?
Pretty much, yeah. He had like a really weird, I think it was like season 8 where he had like the black trench coat and the black ass.
2011? So how many years is that?
That's 8 years ago.
Huh?
8 years ago.
Yeah, so that's not that long.
But I'm saying, since he started playing Clark Kent, Kal-El, whatever we want to call him, he was never Superman. But it took 18 years, 10 seasons and 18 years for them to finally put this guy into a super suit.
Maybe.
Maybe.
He might not even show up in a super
Well,
suit.
the thing is, what's funny is that actually in the Smallville TV series, the series finale, he actually was in supposedly the Superman suit, but all those scenes were a CGI model of Brandon Routh from Superman Returns, pasted with his name.
Well, now, I did hear something, and I think you might have been the person that told me this, but doesn't Superman Returns return?
He does. He returns. Comes to another big pinnacle of Crisis on Infinite Earths. Brandon Routh is returning as Superman for the Crisis on Infinite Earths. And what's great is he's going to be the Kingdom Come Superman. It is looking awesome. I mean, his costume looks great. I can't wait.
Yeah, no, it looks great. I mean, looking at it right now, I'm pretty sure I'm looking at it. Yeah, I am.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks really good. It looks a lot better than the Superman Returns version. He actually...
he's got a bigger, symbol on it.
Yeah, the bigger, better symbol. I've always liked that symbol with the black background. And his belt buckle actually comes up to his...
It kind of is like a Chris Reeves mix with, what else would you say?
I would say that it mixes a little bit with the Superman Returns suit, but he's not as purple. He doesn't have low-rise underwear, Speedos going on. I don't feel like he's about to kidnap me and do bad things to me.
Yeah, and if you also notice, it has the same texture almost as the Superman Returns suit too.
Okay.
And I've noticed that in the blue. But
the cape looks a little lighter too, though.
He actually is red now. I mean, I remember that being a huge...
Well, not just color-wise, weight-wise. I remember the Superman Returns cape almost looked like it was completely made out of heavy leather.
Yeah, it did look like it was like plastic almost.
Yeah, and whereas that one almost looks a little bit more cloth. So that's good. And then what's this other news about? Because I heard that Superman's also breaking through with some more stuff after his Doomsday movie.
Superman, it's
in the DCAU.
It's starting to be another good era for Superman fans. We now have, personally, one of my favorite Superman storylines of all time, Superman Red Sun.
Red Superman.
Yeah, and which, I'll be honest, I'm really excited about the fuzzy hat Batman, seeing him too. It's Batman golf.
That's like an alternate history, right? Where instead of landing in Smallville, he lands in Russia. Moscow. Or different parents, and he grows up in a different world. Mm-hmm. And because he's Superman, changes the world, and so you end up with an alternate history.
Communist Earth.
Yeah, pretty much. And
I love the idea.
Really cool because, in the story, you have the United States creates a super weapon called the Zorro, which was, Lex Luthor, and then you have the Green Lantern Corps, which was actually the Air Force.
Nice. So Hal's flying a plane. I remember.
How do they play Superman? Do they play him as someone who thinks he's doing what's right? In the Russian way.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. It's the truth, justice, American way. It's truth, justice, and the comrade way. And
so he wants.
Does he really say it like that?
No, he doesn't.
He thinks that
for truth, justice, and Mother Russia.
He thinks everywhere should be socialism, right? Whereas the Superman would think that democracy is the best way because he's American, but as a Russian, he would think socialism is the best way. And if you don't think that way, then you must be some horrible human being.
Pretty much.
Well, isn't Wonder Woman also in that storyline? She's
she's
also communist.
Yeah, she's with him. Yeah, because
Is it because of him that she becomes communist?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like
he convinces her, I guess.
Isn't that a little bit? I don't know. On viewing this video, I would like some of our female listeners to respond to how they feel about the fact that Wonder Woman changes sides with Superman and follows him around. Since she is the pinnacle of female empowerment within the comic book community, I'd like some comments on that. So just let us know what you think about that and how you feel about the fact that Wonder Woman seems to just follow suit with Zeus. Interesting topic. Debate away. We will see what you say. But in other news, I also heard that there was some big breaking news for the DC big screen?
Depending on which way you take it.
Big or thin news?
It could be big or thin news.
Oh, this is the Riddler or Penguin.
Yeah, Riddler
Yeah.
or Penguin. We've got,
So,
what's his name?
Jonah Hill is rumored to be playing either the Riddler or the Penguin. So he's either going to eat a little bit more or eat a little bit less.
It depends on if we wave a Twinkie in front of Jonah Hill. I'm so sorry, Jonah Hill. You've actually done a great job making your
We
show.
love you, dude.
He looks great.
He does look good. He really thinned himself out. He seems to be taking good care of himself. I just worry sometimes that he still needs to eat a sandwich.
I really would like to see him play the Riddler just because it would just be such a difference. I mean, the Penguin, that'd be too much of a cliche in my opinion due to, like, he's always been like this bigger guy until he lost a lot of weight. I want to see him go back up in weight. I want to see him, stay that weight and actually play the Riddler, because that'd just be such a drastically different role than what he's been.
This is for the Matt Reeves Batman, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So he's supposed to be the co-star or the opposing star.
Going up against like the vampire, right?
One
The
of
vampire.
yes,
Vampire Batman.
one of many actually villains that are supposed to be in there, like Catwoman, some other ones who escape me right now.
Is this supposed to be like a year one playthrough that we're going with?
I don't think so. I think we still don't know anything about it, except for rumors and speculation at this point. Except for Robert Pattinson is Batman.
Well, apparently he got the big thumbs up from Christian Bale, for what that counts.
He's a good actor. He has a new movie that's coming out called The Lighthouse that looks.
This Robert Pattinson?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's gotten great reviews. It's a horror movie. It's shot black and white, and it looks amazing.
As long as he doesn't MBJ it,
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
And
Mike B. Jordan.
Oh, come on.
That's become a phrase now. But on top of that, I also hear that they have cast another redhead.
I just noticed.
Yeah, so
I don't know. You guys have to.
we've got a new Commissioner Gordon. I just find it strange that redheads seem to be going extinct, as it were, in life and in film. I don't know why, but we've got a new Commissioner Gordon, and he's a good actor. And
What's his name?
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't he the one that's voicing the Watcher in the What If series?
I can't correct you right now because I don't know.
Can someone?
He's probably got a good voice to him, and he's probably got a good acting quality.
I just hope he's a good actor at this point. I don't care what they're going to do. Because, I mean, even in Batman 1989,
Yeah.
I mean, you had Billy D. Williams,
Yeah.
Billy D. Oops, as
And Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
No, that's not. I mean, the Commissioner Gordon from the original 1989 Batman sucked.
Oh God, yeah.
Like, he wasn't there. He had no presence. It wasn't until we finally got to the Batman Begins series,
Nolan series.
right, that we got a Commissioner Gordon.
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman.
So good.
He did so good, but at the same time, I need a separate audio track to hear him.
I also do like the.
He whispered throughout most of the follow-up movies. Batman Begins wasn't too bad, but then when we got to the Dark Knight series, it was like, what? Huh? Speak up again? What? Even when he was mad, he's like, did you hear what I just said? No, I didn't either. So
It's like,
yeah,
So
for real.
basically,
It's like Commissioner Gordon's here, and he's like, so what's going on? And then Christian Bale's like, and then Bane's like, a lot of weird choices on vocalism.
what do you think of the Justice League version of Commissioner Gordon?
I actually like that.
I did too.
I thought a lot of the things that were going to be happening within the DC big screen universe, whatever they want to call this, DCEU, come up with something similar, kind of like MCU.
Yeah, really simple.
WB, DC, if you're listening, just do what Marvel did, okay? You don't have to...
Or don't. Do your own thing, like...
But at
don't
least
try to
follow
copy
the
it.
code. You know,
and if the rumor,
Audible, good actors, continuity,
Audible's
consistency.
consistency.
yes, and if the rumor
And there's
is
a Deathstroke movie.
yes, please, with John Montalano.
That fuck from Audible. I'd like to see that.
I don't know if I care as much about him. I just want a Deathstroke movie. Deathstroke is the king BA dude.
You could have a standalone Deathstroke.
Any Monday to Friday flight I'm going to be on, I want to see a monkey fighting Deathstroke movie. Okay? Which, in other news, we don't have an actual picture for this, but in other news, Samuel L. Jackson is now going to be a voice for your Echo. Your Amazon Echo is going to have for only $1. And if you don't think that's only $1,
Yes.
if you don't think that's worth $1, you're not watching my show because we don't agree as people.
Does he cuss?
It's an
It can, yeah.
There's going to be a clean version and an
Really?
explicit version. And if you think I'm not going to have Sammy J talking to me all day, every day about monkey fighting Monday to Friday flights, you're wrong, bub. So, but anyway, speaking of bub, moving into the meat and bones, last week we were talking about Teen Titans. And one of the biggest books that I ever read was this crossover between the two biggest comic book runs that I ever collected, which was the New Teen Titans and the Uncanny X-Men. That's right, uncanny, because Stan Lee loves adjectives, and we love him for it. Now, this was one of the biggest things for me. It introduced two of these great groups that I really loved, but at the same time, the show stealers, the ones that I think that what they really tried to base the New Teen Titans off of was this cohesive drama that was really pinned by Chris Claremont starting the Uncanny X-Men run. And that was a beautiful run. 17 years of a run. I mean, not only that, I mean, he took what was originally these 5 teams, the original Gangsta X-Men. You had Beast, Iceman, Jean Grey, Angel, Cyclops, these poor, downtrodden white kids from America that Professor Xavier saved and turned into the X-Men as they originally were, the original X-Men. That's just what he did, and that was great. So we turned the page to the X-Men of the old days. There they are! Oh, man!
Yeah.
Whew! Keynote speaker. All right, so, I mean, that's a great shot.
Look at Iceman right
Look
there.
at that.
He's not like Snowman.
Well, he was like Snowman.
Yeah.
He used to boast all the time, even in the original comics, as everybody else is trying to put on these suits and everything. He'd be in some underwear, and he'd like, let me get my boots! And he'd put some boots on, and then ice himself up into this, like, snowman.
He doesn't even need boots.
He has to wear something,
Why does he have boots? No, he just had ice boots.
just so that he can look like everybody else.
What if the concrete is hot? His feet would melt.
Right, yeah.
He just keeps
Yeah.
that going.
What if he constantly slips?
Huh?
Because he couldn't control the slide time.
He can control, he can add
He's like slipping the whole
back.
time.
You can just add like
You
more
walk by
shirts.
like,
That would be cool. Maybe there could be a side channel that explains that and shows him trying.
I think we should enter into another discussion with Neil deGrasse Tyson on the fact that we need to know how Iceman needs boots. Neil deGrasse Tyson, if you could please contact us about this. We crave your intelligence on comic book community science. But the X-Men evolved. They went from that original 5. Chris Claremont got a hold of it. We got the international team, starting with Storm, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Colossus, even Banshee and Thunderbird and Sunfire were there.
I thought Tiny Wolverine is.
He was a small guy.
He
He's
was.
5'3".
Do you think that Marvel is going to like cast a small guy to Wolverine?
I think they're going
hope
to cast
so.
Superman for Wolverine. Since DC
He's
says,
not
you know
small
what, we
guy.
don't need you anymore, Henry Cavill. I think he's going to grow some mutton chops, go for
Pretty
another
much.
facial hair faux pas, and become Wolverine.
I want to
As long as
see.
we can CGI him, it sucks.
I want to see an unknown play Wolverine, and I want him to be.
I want him to be a gruff little guy.
So like
Yeah.
Scott,
Oh, yeah.
Scott Summers there. I'm guessing he's like at least
6'2".
6'1".
6'1", 6'2".
So that what makes Wolverine like what 5'7"?
He's 5'3". I'm giving you legit stats.
5'3".
He's 5'3", about 200.
So Tom Cruise is taller than Wolverine. Tom Cruise is too tall to play Wolverine.
Tom Cruise is too tall.
And
But if we could at least get a guy that's 5'7" and beefy and grunty and
Well,
old.
5'7", you don't even have to be that big. You just need
Tom Cruise
Yeah.
does not age, just like Wolverine.
That's
Tom Cruise cannot be Wolverine.
He's not allowed. Which is going to make him want to be Wolverine now. It's a challenge. He loves a challenge.
No, I don't care if his entire Scientology community tries to come to war with TTV. We will go up against the Scientology community. We will beat them. The three of us versus the thousands of them. Do they have thousands of people?
They might. Yeah.
We can take them though.
I would just, I would offer up a better alternative. Like, if you had to choose Wolverine, you could cast him. Like,
Can I think of somebody? Is that what you're saying? Like,
Yeah.
who would I put in the
Because it's
boots?
not going to be Henry Cavill. I don't think that's your first choice.
No, it wouldn't actually be my first choice.
'Cause I know what I would put. I would put that little known actor that was like, played Shinzon in, Shinzon in one of the later Star Trek movies, the last one for the Next Generation. And I don't know if you know who played him.
No, I don't.
But I think it would be
I know what
great
you're talking about.
as Wolverine. And I think you agree with me.
I don't even know.
Tom
Tom
Hardy
Hardy. Yeah, I agree. Bane.
would be great.
Bane would be great as yes.
Yeah, he was.
Yes,
he
he was
played
like a
Shinzon.
Patrick. He was a Patrick Stewart lookalike, right? That's what we
Yeah,
got
I
him
don't
for.
know.
Hey, John.
No, yeah. He's actually
Well,
Tom
got it,
Hardy
yeah.
he's exactly my
That's
build.
what I
So
said.
he's my height. And at a normal day, I think he's around 180 pounds.
Yeah.
But for Bane, I know he went up to about 210.
You could play Wolverine. I'm
I'd love
nominating
to.
him to play Wolverine.
I'd love to. Call me if you need me.
But he's about the right age.
I'm pretty old and
You could
grizzly.
grow some mutton chops.
I can grow some.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it might get thicker. It might get longer. I don't
You
know.
need to soil it up, add some calories,
Yeah.
beef up a little bit. So you got the cut, you just need the beef.
Yeah. Just cover up my tattoos. Put
Yeah,
some
make
up my hot reactor.
Yeah.
TikTok. I'll call you Bub all day long. That's what I do.
Cigar.
Yeah, come by me if you need to. Just give me a call. If you can't get anybody else to want to play Wolverine that you think is great for it, I will do it. I emote, I talk, I speak, I even have metal skeleton parts.
That's true.
So
That's
I'm
true.
actually I'm a method actor. I got this installed so that I could do the part for you. And if we ever have an Alpha Flight crossover, I nominate this guy to be Puck.
I will do it.
But make him wear the onesie bathing suit, please. Big
Who
P on the
am I
front of
gonna
it.
play?
The power of that puck.
Who would I play Wolverine?
I believe that you would play. I'm gonna think about this.
I know it's hard.
I really view you as Doctor Doom, and I can't get out of that.
I
Like,
don't know if I can pull
I
that
can't
off.
ever think of you not being Doctor
I
Doom.
can't. I don't think I can do that. Something else.
But if you could,
Could maybe. I
we'll work on the accent. We'll figure out where we think he's from. Austria, right? I think we decided Austria.
don't know. I was gonna say like more like Turkey.
Turkish.
Hungarian.
Isn't that
Somewhere in
all?
between in Hungary.
Isn't Austria like Hungary, so they're eating turkey?
It's in there somewhere.
It's
yeah.
all over there.
It's all Latveria is where he's from. It's a fictional place. So
Just go for the 90s cartoon version,
yeah.
and you basically just talk really loud.
Or just like boom, shake my fist a lot.
Dolph Lundgren, yeah, like get your best Dolph Lundgren accent,
Yeah.
and then we do.
It's
And
like,
you're inside Metal Mask, so you can
Yeah,
just
so it's
pull
all-
a
it's
Tom
all-
Hardy and be like,
Oh, yeah. That's how I would do it.
But yeah, the X-Men.
Oh, having Roger Corman flashbacks.
Chris Claremont did a great job.
I love
Byrne
Chris
did a
Claremont
great
also.
job.
I love Byrne.
Yeah, Byrne was amazing. I just think that
He
everything
was.
he did was always really consistent, very colorful,
Very clean, very professional.
clean, very,
Like
very
good
much
storyteller. Like everything is like
excellent work.
yeah,
Also,
not
a
overly
super
flashy.
artist.
He did a great job there too. I mean, like, that's the thing. Is Burton was one of in those days when you had good artists, they worked.
Yes.
They didn't get a whole lot for it. But they worked. They didn't move from like, oh, I'm drawing all these panels, and now I'm going to do covers only, and you're going to pay me some amounts of money for it. Didn't happen like that. These guys got scraps, and they worked everywhere. They drew everything, and they did a great job.
Yeah, if you want to commission John to do some work for you, he's probably backlog. But like the stuff he's turning out nowadays, they're all commissions, and they're just beautiful. I would love to have one myself. It's like, yeah, I want a John Byrne Superman, or something like that.
I would love to have something commissioned by him. I know I have something from Dean Zachary, actually two from the spelling of Dean Zachary. You talked about Four Friends of his brother.
Yeah, Dean's awesome.
He's great. He did a Parallax Sinestro for me, and he did a live action Superman with the burning eyes for me. It's all in ink, but he did an amazing job. This is another shout out to Dean Zachary. I want to hashtag something down there. Maybe people can find his Facebook and like him.
Links in the description.
Links in the description.
Yes. See, now you guys have to.
Hashtag.
Otherwise, you'll make me a liar.
Yeah. You gotta do that. Hashtag TTP. All right. So, but moving forward in time, the X-Men, they kind of continuously evolved. That was one of the great things about them. Like, Chris Claremont never wanted anything to just stay the same.
Yeah.
It was always motion. It was always change. It was real life.
Look at that hair. That hair evolved.
The hair
went
super
straight
80s.
Oh yeah, we got Storm got the Mohawk, which I am still a huge fan of the Mohawk on Storm. Flock of Seagulls Rogue even looks
It's
good.
got like a faux hawk.
Yeah, I mean, and then you got Kitty getting all of the kinky curly hair going on, and Rachel
That's
Summers.
Rachel, yeah,
Oh my
Rachel
goodness,
Summers.
yeah, she came out with a buzz cut like first thing. So I mean, and I remember correctly, she had rat tail.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah, the buzz cut Rachel
She
Summers
had
had
rat
that. Yeah,
tail?
she
She
had
must have
curly. She had a curly like mullet rat tail thing.
Of course,
I'm
we all
sorry,
also
Rachel.
same hair.
Same hair. Mother Russia only allows me
Yeah.
to have this hair, and this is the hair I will have. I think one time Colossus had a beard, and I thought it was so cool that he had changed at all.
I love Bearded Colossus.
Bearded Colossus is very cool. I really wish that more comic book characters had facial hair.
Me
They just can't grow it.
Yeah, Wolverine's got it behind
So do you think that Wolverine is like shaving every day, like right here, or he just
He
can't
just
grow
goes,
it?
and he like,
See,
just
so
with his,
yeah,
his
okay.
paws do it all the time.
Because he
He's
can't,
just like-
he's got stubble there, so he is doing something.
Yeah, no, there's stubble all the time. Like it grows in a day. Actually,
Really
though,
carefully shaved.
if you were like hardcore and wanted to get into the nitty gritty facts of it, the run of Weapon X done and Marvel's Showcase Presents.
Marvel Comics presents.
Right. So as he's in the tube, he's bald, he's completely shaved. And they said, I just shaved him a few minutes ago. And they said, it looks like you did it with shears. And like you see him growing hair
Yeah.
as he's in the tube. When he gets fully shaggy, full haired and everything,
He still has some mutton chops.
it's just mutton chops.
So he
Yeah.
can't grow it right
It
there.
really does not. I mean, there are other iterations
It's not
where
stylistic, he just can't grow it
Yeah.
there.
apparently that's the
Yeah.
thing. Not until he becomes Old Man Logan does he start to grow a connected beard
Yeah.
right across the chin. But even then, no mustache.
Anything he might be used to it so much, like, no, I like it the way it
Yeah,
was.
it's kind of a strange thing. But yeah, Wolverine never
That is
really
canon.
has. He never really has a beard.
Wolverine can't grow beard.
Yeah, now you know. And knowing's half the battle.
Indeed.
But yeah, the X-Men in the 80s was just, it was so great. I mean, even we had Professor X walking around.
What is Havoc? Whatever happened to Havoc?
Havoc has had a lot to do with things, actually, throughout
Yeah,
time.
he does.
He's kind of a screw-up, though. That's kind of one of the things that's a staple with Havoc, is that you think he's going to do well. He's Scott Summers' little brother, but he's got this temper. He's constantly being put in charge of teams and then running them to ruin. He's not the older brother like Fox led us to believe. He's the younger brother. So that's how that works. But they had a lot of great stuff released right there in the end of the 80s. Jubilee was revealed. She saves Wolverine from being crucified.
Is
That was
introduced in
hardcore.
the awesome animated series.
They fought with the Shadow King, and after they did that, they realized X Factor came together, X-Men came back together, some characters were found again, and Professor X said, what do I do with all of these X-Men? Well, what did he do? He broke into the 90s with 2 X books and broke them apart into 2 teams, X-Men Blue, X-Men Gold.
Yeah.
One of the best iterations of the X-Men, as
That's
seen
Jim
by the display that we yeah, Jim Lee. Did the art with Chris Claremont still doing the writing, because Chris
That's a good
Claremont,
combination, I think.
He's great.
Yeah.
that was the golden combination. No other comic book has sold as much as X-Men issue #1. No other comic book. Still, to the day, even before then, yeah, you can take the 1938 release of Superman and pay $1 billion for it, but they still made $1 billion off of just selling X-Men issue #1 one at a time. And it still ranks up there.
Oh, yeah,
The art was beautiful, the story was beautiful, all of these fleshed out characters that we got to see, it was just the best thing we ever had. Now, I'd actually like to ask you, just in this moment, real quick, what, and I'm going to start with this. Yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead, sit there, sit tight. What's one of your favorite X-Men? Just in all of the iterations, what's one of the favorite one that you had that you kind of feel attached to?
Man, that's meant to be Colossus.
You love Colossus. Who doesn't love
Absolutely.
Colossus? With art by Alex Ross. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Colossus is just great. I wonder what your opinion is.
I like Colossus. I think he's great. I love Scott, so I'm joking. Who do I? So, yeah, I'm not a fan of Scott.
You know,
Let me look at your shirt here. You know, Wolverine, everyone likes him, can't like him. I like Rogue.
you can like him if you want to.
Yeah.
I know that.
There's bandwagons, but you can jump on. You got
That's
nothing.
Xavier. I don't know. I've lost some faith in him. X-Man. You know, can I say Iceman?
You can say Iceman.
I'm saying Iceman.
Iceman's
He's
cool.
the Iceman.
Be cool about it. That's nice. Nice
I
job.
like Beast.
Beast is also very
Yeah.
cool. My cousin Michael loves
Wait.
Beast. It's his favorite
You
character.
know what? As a kid, like, I didn't really read too much of the Bishop storyline or the Forge, but I thought they looked really cool.
They do. And
And
it's very
so-
classic blue. and
Yeah,
gold.
so, yeah, the blue and gold, and so I'm gonna say I like their design.
See, I really loved Gambit when he was out. I loved Bishop. I loved the story between
Oh,
the two
Bishop's
of them.
cool. He's
They
got
were
a
just
little
really
scarf,
pretty.
like a
He had a
little-
scarf. He had
yeah.
a shotgun. He was just neat. You could hit him as much as you wanted to. What was going to happen? You were going to get hurt. Dude. And the two of them going at people together, there were several issues throughout time where they kind of had to team up and get over the whole cop thief thing. And that was just, it was super cool. It was very lethal weapon. I don't even know how else to get around that. Which, if we were back in time, Mel Gibson. I would get Mel Gibson to play Wolverine.
But Wolverine, I can see that.
If he was a young
I
Mel
can
Gibson
see
still, I would make Mel Gibson Wolverine.
Well, he can play Old Man Wolverine.
He can play Wolverine and Logan. Yeah, for all I know. That's great. But yeah, we moved from this era of greatness into a very strange era called the New X-Men. When Grant Morrison took over, Frank Whitley was helping him do art, I guess, if you call it.
No, you know, I was about to say, is it you that doesn't like Frank Wiley?
It is me.
I like Frank Wiley's art. I think it's like
I didn't like.
I'm going to say that it's neat in the way that it's very British.
very clean. Neat
Very
and
clean.
clean.
It's not clean. There's a lot of color mistakes. There's a lot of lines.
Is
where
he
you don't
doing
need
color?
lines. I don't think so, but you know.
See, I remember Frank Wiley when he did We Three. That was very good. Art-wise, I never read it. And
This man's hurting.
yeah. Well, you didn't like the little bunny? Like, I think it was a cat. Anyway, I thought that was good.
I like that you don't necessarily like what I like. And I like that you like things that I don't necessarily like. I like the fact that this panel has differing opinions.
Also, like All-Star Superman. I thought the art there was very good.
I like that as well.
All-Star was pretty good. It was good for what was going on. They tried a lot harder, but then we moved into an age where Joss Whedon took over and we got an amazing new run called The Astonishing X-Men. They got back into the suits. They stopped trying to copy the movies and put them in black leather. They gave us the superheroes again, and Scott Summers, being a champ in that run, even dictated we're going to be more super heroic. like he says it in the panels, we've got to show up like we're heroes. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do
We're
this.
the X-Men.
We are the X-Men. They even try to save stuff all the time there, and the Fantastic Four are like, what are you doing here? This is like what we do. He's like, well, we're gonna help you. And he's like, okay, yeah, sure, why not? But it did great, and it started a new era of cohesive stories, not only within X-Men, but throughout Marvel as a whole. And I think it really started there. Because right after that, moving into an era of new Avengers stories, Avengers Disassembled happened, which led to Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, losing her freaking marbles, and created this new reality, the House of M, which not only led to a really cool story where Magneto's king, he invites Doctor Doom over to his kingdom from his kingdom, and like there's all these kings. The world is ruled by royalties at that point. But the only one person that realizes what's up is the one person that doesn't normally remember his own past, and that's Wolverine. And coming out of that story, Wolverine remembers everything. He's got his whole past again. So that was a huge deal. That was a big storyline.
Like not just what happened in House of M, but everything about his own personal past.
His own personal past, breaking into a Wolverine Origins book. So that was really cool. It was a really cool storyline if you're ever trying to delve into
Origins? Yeah, that was great.
Was that Quesada? Did he draw that?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, what's Quesada?
I think so, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
I like his art.
I think he's got a really clean style.
It's very technical.
But so yeah, we had the X-Men moving into a new era. They were very heroic, but they were very cool. They were combined with the Marvel Universe in a way they just really hadn't been before. And that was what was really neat about that. You know, we even had the X-Men versus the Avengers, which culminated in one of the coolest things that may or may not have made sense, but the Power Ranger X-Men, the Phoenix Force X-Men.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The X-Men Phoenix Force was so friggin' neat. Like, somebody else besides Jean Grey is going to get tortured by this exorcist-level demon, and, it ended up being Scott. It was just so freaking neat. Even if we had to have Namor show up, it's like, wait, is he a mutant? And then we all had to figure it out.
I have a question about this. Just looking at this image. So the Phoenix Force, when it presents itself, it looks like a phoenix?
It does. Mm-hmm. And it's entity form.
So is it just, like, a coincidence?
No, it is the reason it's called Phoenix. It is the Phoenix.
I know, but there's a
historical
bird. It just looks like an earth bird?
It just
happens to look like an earth bird.
It's life essence.
So it's a coincidence.
But it goes so far back into the Marvel continuity that even recently they dictated that at one point in time, Odin, in like the year 10 million BC, was leading his own group of like barbaric Avengers and was in love with the Phoenix.
So like the Phoenix, assuming it's always looked like that, existed before the actual Phoenix on Earth was formed. So is there some sort of relationship there?
Well, I think that the Phoenix being a mythological bird was based on the Phoenix, yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know, like for us, but for the Phoenix Force, why does it look like that? Why does it look like a bird that's on Earth, like, 10 million years?
Neil deGrasse Tyson, we need to ask you some more questions about why cosmic energy would try to look like a bird. If you could answer this to us, and then Samuel L. Jackson, Echo Dot, could then read your reply to us in explicit terms, I would really, really appreciate that. That would make my dreams come true. But the Uncanny X-Men, they continued to go on after that. They evolved. Summers was the bad guy at this point. He was the villain. He was Magneto in form. He was responsible after becoming Dark Phoenix for killing Professor X, his own mentor's father. Right? He just took
Wait, did it turn out that he was his father?
No, but like his father.
Because that would have been
Christopher was his father. Yeah, now, that didn't happen. Also, strangely enough, Luke, I am your father, didn't happen in Star Wars, apparently. I remember it happening, but I live from a different dimension, a different alternate reality where that happened, and Jif was Jiffy once, and Febreze was spelled with 3 E's, and
the Berenstein Bears.
It was the Berenstein Bears. They're not the Berenstain Bears. Nobody doesn't make any sense. But my alternate reality. Yeah. Yeah, whatever happened. So, anyway, it definitely moved forward from there. We had an era where Wolverine broke off, leading his own team of X-Men, teaching a school full of mutants and looking really cool. But one of the mutants he took with him was Beast, and everybody loves Beast, but Beast, he tends to screw up, like turning himself blue and furry, or doing things like ripping the original X-Men out of the past and bringing them to the present timeline. And it's like, hey, why not? Let's just have our young selves teach our future selves what we're doing wrong. Bad idea.
That's a little Shrek too, I think.
It was a bad idea.
But
it was a good story. It was a very good story, which culminated in Cable killing Cable. Not suicide, but homicide. And saving his father, Cyclops, from being dead. There's just a lot of things that happened. If you ever get a chance to read some of the newer stuff, Exterminators was great. Just a good storyline. So that's what I would go for if I was you. I would definitely read some of the more current stuff from the year 2000 forward. House of M, all that stuff was really good. But the future of the X-Men really lied, and what they were willing to do with the X-Men.
Is that Mara?
That is Shadowcat.
Shadowcat.
Yeah, she became the head mistress.
That's right, she did, didn't she?
She was the head mistress of the school. She almost married Colossus, but broke his heart again and led him on a drinking spree.
Whoa!
Oh, drunk Colossus is amazing. And he went on a little adventure with Havoc, who we mentioned before, who screwed up, man, and just made a big faux pas of everything.
I need to read
It
this.
was excellent. It was the second story arc of the Astonishing X-Men storyline that they came out under the new titling. So you had the first story arc where they bring Professor X back from the dead by sticking him in Phantom X's head. Yeah, he completely possesses Phantom X and boots that guy out and just takes over his body. So he's back. Calls himself X.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then, but
That's
hey, we also killed Wolverine. We killed Professor X. We killed Wolverine. We killed Jean Grey. We killed Cyclops. Who are we going to use for Wolverine? Well, we're just going to use Wolverine. Old Man Logan. Just freaking cool. Cool storyline, cool stuff. Moving forward from it, though, turning the page. Some of the newer iterations of our favorite characters are still really fun, really cool to look at. But again, this is during a time where Marvel's saying, hey, this isn't a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We don't care. Go crazy. But now they are a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And now they kind of have to tie all these stories back together again. They have to try and...
They've got their work cut out for them.
They do. And the person that they're getting to do is doing a good job. And House of X is having a great run. I mean, just some of the stuff that Hickman has done with the Avengers one, what he's doing with the X-Men is very intriguing.
Do you think this is going to actually allow them to rewrite the X-Men however they feel will work cinematically?
I feel like they're going to do this so it will work cinematically, and I feel like that's exactly what they're going for and how to tie them back into the Marvel Universe.
So they can pick and choose like elements that they want to see and write about without having to worry about continuity.
They pick it from time.
Because they're like literally rewriting history the way they want it.
Exactly.
Because that's what the character is doing, rewriting history.
They're retconning, but in a storyline way.
It's great. Great way to do that type of thing. And from what I hear, House of X is excellent.
Yeah. It's
Clever.
excellent. So
that was on purpose.
But I have to say one of my favorite characters spawned out of one of my old favorite characters. So Wolverine was just, I absolutely do love him, even though everybody else loves him too. He's had several iterations throughout the years, but he's always been just the core of a lot of these really cool ideas. And then from him, I don't know if you knew this or not, but he had a clone made, but they couldn't complete his genome. So she's X23 because she only has those 23. Okay, so she becomes a female. Even though it's a clone of him, that's why she's a female. They couldn't complete the genome. So she was great, but that's not even who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Honey Badger, because Honey Badger don't give a damn. She's just the coolest little clone of a clone that's ever happened.
Is she a clone of X23?
She's, to my understanding of the story, the way I've read, she's a copy of a copy. So like in Multiplicity, where
Yeah, multiplicity.
Yeah,
Oh
like
my
eventually it just becomes stupid. But Honey Badger's so cool, and like you pair her up with people like Deadpool, which are already funny.
Yeah.
Honey Badger's funny. She's got this pet Wolverine that she keeps with her, and X-23 is just the cool person that kind of keeps things together.
Yeah.
They're
So Honey Badger is a small one.
She's the small one. She's like the little sister. She's the little sister
Okay.
of X-23, her little clone, but the one that got to live. The rest of them kind of died off through storylines.
Okay.
And she's only got one claw. So she's got the normal Wolverine flipping you off claw.
Yeah.
That's the only one she has. So she's just
Now, here's a
so
question.
you see right here,
Do they-
Laura has the 2 claws.
Yeah.
And then Honey Badger has the 1 claw. And it's
So
a
they're
bone.
she's finishing it out. Like
Yeah,
three
so
claws.
making the 3 claws.
Like, so are they bone claws or are they?
They are bone.
adamantium? They're
No,
all bone?
they're totally boned because she didn't even know she had them. She didn't even know she had a healing power. They thought she was a broken clone. So Honey Badger don't care. She's so cool. Thank you, Marvel, for doing that for me. I just think she's a neat.
She's probably, is she more like X-23 and
She's like-
Logan?
She
like
is
younger,
if she was funny.
If she was not so serious.
If X-23 had been raised by Deadpool,
Oh, goodness.
that's Honey Badger.
Okay.
So, but I want to break into just a few things real quick. Run through, Ryan, run through some of the history of X-Men and the video game world. We're going to skip down to some of the video game world. Well, let's go through the cinema universe, starting out with the first cartoon you saw and loved of the X-Men.
Man, the first one I ever saw was the
X-Men, save the day.
Yep, Pride of the X-Men. It was one where they had the Australian Wolverine. It was, and that's also one of the Colossuses that I love too. Or Colossus, Jesus. That is
Colossi.
Colossus.
Wait, Jesus was in that movie? I don't remember that part. I remember Colossus being there though.
No, Colossus was definitely that's where I really started to like that character a lot. Was from that.
I love Nightcrawler.
Yeah, I never
Yeah,
saw
it was
that.
really cool.
I watched the Fox X-Men.
It's free on YouTube right now.
Fox
And
X-Men.
it has CBS on it as well.
Are we
Yeah,
talking about
CBS.
like 1990s, the animated series
It's
X-Men?
animated.
That was a good run. And that was all based on Jim Lee and Chris Claremont stuff, so it's not bad. With old Claremont stories from the 70s that were thrown in, but with the new styles. That was neat. But when you say Fox X-Men, I think of like black leather bondage X-Men.
Yeah, movies.
Yeah, terrorists sneaking into the president's
Mhm.
office and staring at him until he makes different votes for things. You know, just, you know what? They gave us Patrick Stewart as Xavier, so I'm willing to let a lot
That
of
was a
things
great
slide.
decision. I think the black leather was just like executive thinking, well, people aren't ready for
Yeah.
spandex.
They liked Batman when he was wearing black.
And they
so-
might have been right, you know.
They could have been. They might not have been ready for
It
spandex.
worked out, and then eventually we got spandex with the Marvel.
Yeah. Marvel
Yes.
gave us the real stuff,
Yeah.
and we're waiting for him to
But
give
it
us
was
the real
always
stuff.
because it was perhaps the right time for that, you know. Like
Well, you mean we wore people down with the black leather superheroes until they were ready?
well, we gave people what superheroes were and kind of
Well,
eased
even
them into
further
it.
into the X-Men Fox universe, you started to see some colors start to pop up because, like, Days of Future Past Wolverine had yellow undertones underneath his
Look, he's got a cape.
Bishop showed up, even though he sucked at the time, which really was horrible. I love Bishop as a character. Idris Elba could, Idris, please be Bishop. I know you've already been a character in the Marvel universe, but if you could be Bishop, we would love that. So, I would love it if he was Bishop. He's just,
And
he's
he's someone else's
Bishop.
chance, though. Like, there's lots of actors.
There are, but not as good as Idris.
He is good.
He was fantastic.
Visually, audibly, emotionally.
Vegetable.
Kiss me. Just don't MBJ it.
I
don't
like
MBJ.
I can be Jordan. I need to for that.
But yeah, you know, then the X-Men had tons of great villains. They even went against a Canadian super team called Alpha Flight one time. If you didn't think you could make an entire super villain / hero team of Canadians, they did it. They did it. They didn't just break the mold with Wolverine. They said, let's make an entire Avengers from Canada.
And they were not polite either.
Sasquatch and Shaman
Yeah,
and Snowbird.
Sash-
Vindicator, not Captain Canada. but we can call him Captain Canada if you want to, Dan. It's all good.
Sasquatch. He's
But that's-
sassiest of them.
He was the sassy one. He's I'm super sassy and big. But yeah, so that wasn't the only super team that they had to go up against. Magneto led one of the original iterations.
He's so neato.
So neato. Magneto. And the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants as they started, then transferring to just the Brotherhood of Mutants. Just some cool stuff. Even the fact that Juggernaut hung out with him and he wasn't even a mutant. He's a superpowered being with a crimson prism. He's just a Juggernaut being, but he still ran with him because he was like, this is a pretty cool team. It's very offset. You got a really tiny, ugly dude with a long tongue, and a big hairy guy, a big fat guy. It almost looks like a circus sideshow act, but they're just so cool. And even the hot girl.
Steve.
Mystique is
So
so any of the hot girls you
mysterious.
want it to be. And you know, they had different rogues, villains too. They had Donald Pierce and the Reavers, which presented and still present a huge problem for Wolverine and his ilk. You had, as you saw at the beginning, Mojo. Not Mojo Jojo, but Mojo, the big fat blobbish guy from a different reality that cinematically puts people in stories and all of that stuff. I really feel like X-Men could have broken apart to a two-part show, but something sinister this way comes, and that's one of the greatest characters, in my opinion, that they had was Mr. Sinister, Nathaniel Essex. He was just so cool, but what do you think about it, John? How do you feel about Sinister?
I feel great about
Maybe
Sinister.
that's who you could be in the X-Men universe, Mr. Sinister. If we slicked you up a little bit and painted you white and put a dot on your head, I think
Yeah,
you
I
could
like
really pull that off.
my taste in clothes.
You really look good as the character. I mean,
I
I
feel
feel
very
like I'm
relaxed.
looking at Mr. Sinister right now. But you even had who Mr. Sinister worked for. Sinister and Apocalypse. Apocalypse ended up being like the big mastermind behind most of the mutant problems.
Maybe
Yeah,
we'll get
turns
a
out
pretty
to be
good Apocalypse.
If we do, I hope whoever they get to play Lady Thor, which is going to be
Jane Foster.
Jane Foster. Boom! That's what I want to have happen. Live action. Just show that to me. My daughter will cheer in the audience. She'll be like, oh my god, that's amazing. Everybody knows what just happened. Thor just beat up that guy. So, just love that. But they had a lot of video games too, didn't they?
Yeah, man. I remember one of them when I was a kid. I played it with my brother. Actually, two. I played it all the time. I specifically remember this one too. That was the side-scroller X-Men game where you could pick Cyclops or Gambit or Wolverine, Nightcrawler. Man, it was so stinking hard, dude. I mean, he fought against like.
Didn't they have to fight against the Master of Magnet?
Not in that one, but that was in the other one.
Yeah.
Welcome to die, X-Chicken.
I am the Master of Magnet!
Gosh, man.
Somebody didn't read enough before they did that game.
That's such a great game.
It is. The X-Men arcade game it's still hands down one of my favorite games of all time.
So pretty. That's when you can actually play across that huge panel.
Yeah, like
You had
6
players.
cabinets too.
Yeah.
What cabinets do you have at your arcade?
I love
Great ones.
playing
Celebrations.
Great
Stations
ones.
there.
We played Ninja
Did
Turtles.
I play that at Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah, we used to play it all the time. You get Colossus, I would get Nightcrawler. Yeah.
I had this arcade game in my
Colossus
house,
Really?
but I only got 2 players.
That's fine.
4.
Yeah, you didn't have enough quarters.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But then the Street Fighter series, that evolved into like the huge
Oh, man.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
Marvel vs.
Yeah.
Capcom and all that. That was great. X-Men were a big part of that. They've been trying to break into the spotlight for people have been begging them to be in the spotlight.
The X-Men fighting game, Children of the Atoms, where it started, and then brought into X-Men vs. Street Fighter and stuff, and even had their own fighting game from Activision called X-Men Mutant Academy, which you were looking at right there. Just, oh man!
I remember when they came out with Legends, and that totally broke into the Marvel Ultimate Alliance game.
Yes.
It was the same format.
So
It
good.
was one of the best stories. I loved watching that. It was just great. But we are running low on time. I am on the next episode. We're going to talk about a book that we read. I do know that we're running very short on time right now, and I'm holding it upside down. But I'm going to hold it right side up so you can see it. We're going to talk about this issue called the Collapser. And we're going to go through it again that time when we actually spare ourselves a little bit more time to talk about it. I understand that the X-Men universe, being a huge collective of characters and teams, and we can get kind of carried away in that. And but thank you for our ramblings. Maybe in this we've given you a little bit of history on them, maybe some excitement towards them, and maybe even noted on a few different storylines that you can pick out through time that you might like to read. And collect the Marvel Legends X-Men if you want to.
Yes.
Ronnie and I have worked together to give you the entire 1990s Jim Lee run right there, all collected together. They're beautiful figures. They're great if you love the stuff. Check them out. Try not to get the stolen boxes that don't have anything in it or the wrong thing in it. People are horrible these days.
Yes, they
And if
are.
you're one of those people that's stealing stuff out of stores, please stop doing that. Nobody likes you, not even your mother. And yeah, no, that's something that not even a mother would love. Don't steal.
Your grandmother still likes you.
Yeah, because there's no, grandma doesn't even like you because she's going to the store to buy something for Tiny Tim, and she's looking for a character. She reads the box, she thinks that's what she's getting him, and he ends up getting like a knockoff King Cobra, and that's stupid. Don't do that to people. You're ashamed of yourself and your human race, the whole community. But on a brighter note, oh, what is this? This is merch. This is merchandise you can buy. This coffee cup, t-shirts, we've got coasters, all for Turn the Page. So if you want to be a part of the TTP community, just go ahead and check out our Facebook link. We've got it posted right there. We can put more links in some comment threads. We can hashtag everything you want us to hashtag. And you too can drink your coffee in style while you sit there in the morning reading your newspaper and your wife says, "What are you reading about?" He's like, "I don't care. I'm turning the page." And that's what we're going to do. We're going to turn the page now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, join us every single other week that we come. And when we finally get our technical issues sorted out, we'll see you live. And until then, we'll join you on YouTube. And don't forget to also check out our sister series, or brother series, or father series. I don't know what to call it. Saturday Night Gaming. That is also a great listen through. Download some podcasts if you're a big fan of tabletop gaming and role-playing. Or if you just like stories. If you like anything wackadoo and just something to fill your time on your way to work, download our podcast. Listen to our stories. Listen to us carry on. Sean leads us in Western worlds. I do Christopher Walken accents. John draws pictures that are beautiful. And Ronnie does the best Shang Tsung voice I've ever even heard. It's amazing.
I was
very impressed. So I look forward to you joining us for all of these things and more as we continue to bring you things that entertain us.
And there's another thing too.
Uh-oh.
I was a guest star in my brother's podcast, and we can just look for the links after the video. Down below, it's we even call it Going Rogues. It's my brother Dave Bay, he did it, and we talk about the Richard Lester cut of Superman 2, along with some other stuff.
The Richard Lester cut.
Yeah, the first one with the cellophane S. We had a lot of fun.
Oh wow, that was so silly.
Well, I just want to ask Brian a question about. So Richard Lester is the one who kind of took over after Donner left, right?
Yes.
So why would I want to see this cut?
Because it's the original one and it's hilarious.
Oh, because it's ridiculous. Okay.
Yes. The cellophane S really is. I'm going to drink some more coffee.
All right. Because I'm not a fan of what they did to Richard Donner.
Out of the star.
It may not make your coffee taste better.
Just to be clear, it's not Lester's fault. Like you know.
Well, we can save this for a Superman episode, guys, because Superman is a big topic that will take up more time than the X-Men. I'm sorry, but we will talk about that time. Until then, join us next time for the Joker. There we go. next time for the Joker. Until then, we'll keep on hoping you listen to us.